like I remembered everything this time, but I'm not like quite sure. I think I'm good to go. All right, so all right, I noticed that the private isn't streaming right now, so like if anyone was gonna watch me, that's probably out the window at this point. but yeah, I'll still stream anyway. I don't care. Okay, so today, since I'm still like not really sure how to get my Twitch thing up and running, mostly because I don't really care that much. I'm moving on to something that I saw a little while ago. It was called a DPM. Let me see if I can get that up here. Hold on. Let's see. So I can show you what I'm talking about. Okay, not this one. There we go. Okay, so do we have DPM? No. Deterministic. So deterministic password manager, right? So I've written a password manager before. I wrote this. It's still up, and you can still buy it for $5. Just saying. Yeah. So I wrote this, and it works pretty well. I use it every day still, which is crazy. Like I should probably work on it because this is pretty much the only software. Like I really racked my brain on like what I was gonna do. Like what can I make that I'm actually gonna use myself? And this was it. Like I use it every day. I love it. It's independent of any browser. Yeah, it only does copy. I didn't even drink that. Yeah, it only does like copy and paste the clipboard. I didn't ever get to like any like browser extensions or anything, but I wrote it an hour. The cool thing about it is I wrote it like in 2018. I think like an hour a day every day, and I like blogged about it on dev.to, which I've never even touched that thing since. But yeah, so it's cool because an hour a day really gives you that constraint where you're like, oh man, how am I gonna put this together? And in the end, what happened was that I just wound up using a bunch of third-party software, like a bunch of Swift, because this is in Swift and it's a native Mac OS application. I just wound up using a bunch of stuff that I didn't write, right? So when you want to ship fast, just don't write anything yourself, right? Just bring in third-party libraries. So like day one, I think I was just trying to like flesh out how to get like a 1Password-ish looking UI. And I think I did that in probably like maybe 3 or 4 days, like 3 or 4 hours. And then after that, it was pretty straightforward. Like doing all the little buttons and everything, like they make it real easy. UI Kit does. But yeah, it was it was actually a lot of fun. But yeah, so I did that. But now I'm back again. 4 years later, and I'm looking at this determined. So one thing I don't like about what I did here was that I never got to like an iOS app and like syncing and stuff, and it just seems like a lot of work, right? It seems like a ton of work. So I see why 1Password and LastPass, at least 1Password I think does cloud syncing, and you have to pay like $2 a month or $3 a month or something. Let's look that up. What do they do? Let me see. I even got the guy who made 1Password. He even followed me on Twitter, which I was like, whoa, what the heck? This is crazy. I can't believe this. I should definitely keep going with the password stuff, but that was like 4 years ago. Okay, so this all right, the secure enterprise, because they went up market, right? Secure enterprise password manager. So yeah, let's look at this pricing. Personal family, they still have it, but it starts on team and business. Do you notice that? Okay, so let's see, $3 a month, $5 a month for families, right? So $3 a month gives you, the item history to restore deleted passwords. Yeah, so, okay, blah, blah, blah. I don't really know. I guess $3 gives you, oh, you can share with 5 people. Okay, I get it. So I know why they did it, right? Because they use cloud syncing, and like device-to-device syncing is really a pain in the butt. Like at least with the Mac and everything. Because my original idea was like, oh, I'm gonna do Bluetooth syncing, but what if you just didn't sync at all, right? What if there was no syncing, right? What if you didn't actually store any passwords, right? What if there was a different way? I don't know if it's better. It has its own problems, but what if you just didn't do that at all, right? What if you were like, you know what? This is it. What if I could type? You do have to sync, right? But you don't have to sync passwords, right? You don't have to sync encrypted passwords. Because I was like racking my brain, like, what if someone inserts into the, because they use SQLite on the underneath the app, right? So like, what if someone inserts into SQLite on the Mac? How do you like sync? How do you know? Is it like created at like times? Like, is it when it was made? Is that what makes the password the password now? Or is it like, what if you enter the same password on iPhone and Mac? Like, which one do you choose, right? This one, I don't know if that actually gets rid of this problem, but check this out, right? So a deterministic password manager, it does not store passwords, right? So what it does instead is you give it like rules for each like thing that you want to log into, right? It could be like an IP address or like a website or something. You want to SSH in. But what you do is, you know what? I just gotta make sure this is still no copyright sounds. Because I'm on music, YouTube. Okay, this is okay. Yeah, I'm trying something different. I'm on YouTube this time for the no copyright sounds, and I don't know. Hopefully it's okay. Okay, so yeah, this deterministic password manager, right? You just basically you have one seed phrase, right? Like a passphrase, and you just type in the site or the IP address or whatever the key is that is going to generate the password, right? And every time you give that same key with the same little settings that the app will set for you, right? It will generate the same password, right? So if you need another password, you just you change the password phrase, right? I don't know if oh, you know, this guy probably talks about it. Let me see. SHA-1 passover. I mean, it's a lot. Like, it definitely has its problems. Like, especially when it comes to there's a lot of edge cases. Like when it comes to what happens when you sorry, I was reading it now. So what happens when you like need to do like certain numbers and symbols, like blah blah blah. I think it can still do it, but yeah, I think in terms of storing passwords, like you don't want that. You definitely want the deterministic passwords. So I think I'm gonna my first shot at this is like right now, and I think I'm gonna. So it's in Ruby, of course. But I think what I need to do is there's two levels, right? So the first level is let me just write this out. So the first level is okay. Let me see. What PPM, right? The passwordless. Okay, password manager, right? And it's crazy that passwords haven't gone away yet. I mean, I feel like eventually they will, but I thought for sure 4 years ago, I was like, oh yeah, passwords are going away. Like, you got UV keys and stuff, but they're still here. Like, passwords are still here, so I don't know, like, you still need a password manager. And I've been trying to use the built-in Safari password manager, but it's not good. Okay, so the password. So the first thing you need is, I should probably not put this in the README, but I'll put this in the, I should probably put this in the, like roadmap or something, or like features or something. So the first thing you need is, actually, you know what, I am going to put this in the, we're just going to go straight to it. There's only one executable, right? So here it is. And I'm going to use some like Ruby wrapping thing, so it like wraps the, you know, whatever, so you can get like executable out of it. Okay, so the first thing you need is, so I have like some stuff set up here, right? Like option parser and stuff, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I think let's just map out what it would look like to use it, right? So like you say ppm, it's a command line thing, so you'd say ppm, right? Because the one thing I don't like about my other password manager is it is graphical, and like I don't necessarily want to do anything with the graphical stuff. I don't really care to do that. I mean, on the iPhone, I don't think you have a choice. I would like to have a web version and a terminal version, but that's about it. But even the web version, I'm kind of like, how am I supposed to store like state? Because like storing anything about your passwords in the cloud is like probably a bad idea. But I don't know. I haven't figured that out yet. All right, so let's see. So let's just say like you have a username, right? And you, like my username is this, right? So like, and you want to make a password, right? So you're gonna say user, and then you're gonna say what the site is, right? So like, let's say it's like facebook.com, right? Because I don't have Facebook, so let's just say that's what it is, right? And then the first thing I think that ppm will do is it will generate a random string, right? For the password, but also it'll generate a random string. But you can also set like requirements, like my password manager. You can like set you know what? I'll just open it up because it's not going to show any passwords. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, but so yeah, you can. Okay, so this you can like set different length. You can set like length, numbers, and symbols, right? And that actually works for all passwords. I don't think I've ever come across something. I mean, you can also change the password, but I don't think I've ever come across something where like just those three settings, you need more than that. Like, so I think I can do this with the deterministic one too. So I think here the option. Let me list out the options. So I think for this one, the options are going to be, let's see, options, length, right? So length of password, let's say -L or dash length, right? Or -L, numbers and symbols, right? So numbers and symbols. Sorry, those are three different things. Those are two different things. Numbers, symbols, right? So this is numbers -N or -N. And this is symbols or -S, right? So like a few examples of what this would do is you could give it like just this, and this would generates a password of length 50 with oh, you know what? I'm gonna say no numbers, no symbols. Okay, of length 50 with numbers and symbols, right? So it always has numbers and symbols. This one would do like email.com, right? Or u@gmail.com, right? So you could say -E. So U, 4 is username or -U. 5 is gonna be like, it's gonna be like not password. Oh, you know what? Yeah, you can't override it because it's a passwordless password manager. But it would be nice. Email or E. Okay, and then you never enter the password, so you don't have to do that. So there's 5 options, right? Those 5 options, and then each deterministic password is keyed based on the username or email, right? Or both, right? So it's probably email, username, and site, right? That determines the password, right? So like it doesn't generate a password. It has to look at what the input is, and it just gives you an output. I don't really know how it's gonna work. I really have to look at this other guy's deterministic password thing, but yeah, I'm thinking I can probably get away with like hashing it. But I'm gonna do some experiments, but we'll see. So yeah, you could do something like this: email, and then you could get like LinkedIn, right? .com, another thing I don't have. But yeah, so this, what is this? Welcome to the chat. Like, what is going on with this? Like, it keeps saying welcome to the chat. Like, I don't understand that. Oh, moderators. Okay. All right. So, yeah, let me just jump into it and let's see what I can do with just like a username and a website, right? Let's see if I could make a hash thing. I don't really want to come up with my own hash algorithm, but I think even a SHA one, but just like removing the I don't know if I want to remove the numbers and symbols. Actually, you know what? Let's just see what it does. Let me go to IRB. Let's see. Oh my gosh, what the heck? Well, it doesn't like that because extensions are not gem pristine broadly. Why do I even have this? Like, what is happening? Oh, is this from my my other project? Doesn't matter. Whatever. Okay, IRB. Wow, that's really ignoring. How do I get rid of that? I actually, that's really bothering me. I wonder how I can get rid of it. It doesn't matter. Is there a clear? There's not even a... Okay. Okay, so the first thing is require... actually, how do you do a hash? I don't even know how you do this. I don't even know how to do the basic thing. Let's do a SHA-256. Ruby, right? Let's do that. SHA-2, is that what it is? I don't know if I want to hex digest, but okay. Okay. Require. I don't know if I want digest, but I guess I do. Require digest. Okay. Hash is digest. SHA-2. Is it really SHA-256 like that? Hex digest. I don't know if I want to hex digest. Okay, so let's say I gave it, you know what? There's a plane that's like super loud outside. That's so weird. All right. And it's really like, I think you can hear it through the mic. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so I'm going to do, let's say that I entered my username and like a colon, right? Let's say I separated it by colon. Actually, you know what? Not even by colon. Let's just do it. Like, let's just say facebook.com, right? What does it give me? Okay, so it gives me hex, but there's no symbols or anything, so I don't want a hex digest. I definitely want something else. Let's look at the Ruby docs. docs.rubylang.org, which I did not even know existed until recently. Which is pretty bad. Digest. Okay, this module, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this is digest. Oh my gosh. IRB does not like that. So instead of hex digest, what if I just did digest? It gives me binary. What about, oh, base 64 could be interesting. Let's see. Base 64. Oh, it's not even a thing. It really is digest. I should have followed it. Okay. So that's not bad. That gives me symbols, numbers, okay, so I know what I can do. This is probably the worst thing I can do. So like every time I give it, right, is it the same? Right, exactly. So what I can do is if you turn off numbers, I can honestly always do a base 64. Can I do a base 64? I don't know how secure this is. But I guess if you never... I don't know if this is a good idea. Now that I'm thinking through the security implications of this, I don't know if this is great. This doesn't seem like a good idea, but let's see. Okay, let's see. If you never put your settings online, right? But that's the thing, like you're making a secret out of something that's not secret. You're only down to like the hash algorithm itself. Here I was thinking that this was a good idea. I don't know if this is now. Because yeah, I'm not really sure. Like, I'm trying to think through this. Well, okay, one thing you could do is the password manager itself could ppm could it could make another string that it like prepends or appends to the end, like whatever, like just something random, right? So it could do require secure random, and we could do secure random. We could do hex digest 12, right? Hex 12. There we go. We can do hex 12, right? Or we'll do hex 7. Yeah, you could just do hex 7, and then that happens. You know what though? It's not deterministic anymore because now you've introduced randomness. So I'd have to store this. I have to store this random thing, but it's like, what's the point if I have to come up with something? This doesn't even make any sense. Now that I'm looking at this guy, I gotta look at this again. I really have to look at this. I don't even know what's happening with this. Let me see. Can I bring this over here? Oh yeah, okay. Also, if you want to know what I'm using to do this like weird stuff on Mac, it's Amethyst is the window manager. It's kind of like a poor man's i3, I guess. I don't know, like people who are into Linux, they just they love i3. So I couldn't tell you anything about it because I'm a Mac person. So I was into Linux when I was in college, but yeah. So Amethyst is good. What was I doing? DPM, right? Deterministic password manager. Whoops. Look at that, 4 fatal flaws. Yeah, maybe we should go through that. Is this Reddit? Oh, but that was the same thing. Often made by the same people. That one password does in fact use such a full entropy secret key, meaning meant to never leave the devices. I think the article is listing another possible attack against deterministic schemes. The disclosure of any one site password provides a verification oracle that can be used to test guesses for master password site mandated combinations. And that sort of guessing is technically similar to password cracking. Guessing low entropy at high speed, massively parallel hardware, so for all we know it could be highly effective. Yeah, it is interesting. A modern deterministic password manager. I kind of want to read the comments though. Oh my gosh. Whoa, this is so weird. I even used all your passwords. Oh, but this was like a month before I even made mine. That's crazy. Okay, so how does this work? Hacker Newton? I can't believe Hacker Newton broke out of Medium. That's crazy. You may want to think of this like mempod, all the credit you don't want to store nor depend upon an app. Or clearly having an app is very convenient. You can copy a password with a single tap, paste it. Use a type. You can choose to type in your master password every time or store it. You can clear all sensitive data whether you're traveling. Blah blah. Type of fake master password will show randomly generated gibberish passwords. That's interesting. Re-add your real password when you're back to safety. There are a few more features that we let you explore, including search categories. This brings us to future steps. We truly believe deterministic with a new deterministic. Oh, okay. Site password scheme. Deterministic cannot accommodate varying password policies without keeping state. This is true. This is true. One of the big selling points is that they enable sync-free operation. You can derive all the passwords for the sites you use from the master password alone. Okay, so there is a master password. Oh, I see. I see. So you give it a master password and you give it that same master password on all your stuff, and then it'll regenerate the passwords. Sites have wildly varying, conflicting requirements. Non-alphanumeric symbols are mandatory. Passwords must be alphanumeric only. Capital letters required. Passwords must be lowercase. Seems silly, and in a perfect world would adopt the NIST password guidelines. Reality is messy. Blah blah blah. The most common solution to abandon sync free operation and keep some state. That is true. But I didn't think it was going to be sync free, but the idea about keeping the state is like there's less state to keep, right? There are other solutions which do remain stateless at the cost of user experience. Tweak to meet the policy, blah, blah, blah. We can't practically get away with that. Okay, fair enough. Deterministic password generators cannot handle revocation of exposed passwords without keeping state. Revocation. There are many ways we can accidentally expose the password for a specific site. This is a fairly routine occurrence. Another possibility is security. Expose unhashed passwords. Can be anything from a Heartbleed style. Solving this problem with a stateful password manager is easy. If we're using a typical encrypted password file, we just make a new password. If we're using a stateful deterministic scheme, we can bump a counter associated with the site and include that counter's value as part of the derivation scheme. There's nothing we could do in a stateless scheme without harming user experience. We're stuck with some state to synchronize, and the sync-free dream is simply okay. Can't store existing secrets. Man, this music's actually better than the normal stuff I play. But beyond that, a deterministic scheme cuts you out of the ability to store data, which is not derived deterministically in the password vault. Yeah, I mean the size doesn't matter. You can't put arbitrary cryptographic keys in such a vault. You can't store randomly selected answers to security questions in such a vault. Oh, that is true. I mean, you do have the security questions. You know what? I'm gonna change that. I'm gonna change my. This guy bolstering determined with a pre-shared secret. Offline attacks against encrypted password. Oh my gosh, he went even further. Following several people suggested sharing a secret included as an input to the password hashing function as a way to bolster the security. This sort of additional input is typically called a salt, and although salts aren't always full entropy, 128 are uniformly random, I would agree that a full entropy secret salt value shared once between devices should be sufficient to prevent accidental disclosure of the master password from being immediately catastrophic. Unfortunately, none of the people making this suggestion could point to an app that actually does this. If you know of one, I'd love to hear about it. Well, that's what I was saying, right? That's the salt, right? Interesting. This sort of is typically called a salt. All those salts are... Okay, so others pointing out that password vaults are vulnerable to offline attacks if they are obtained from a cloud service. A disadvantage of using... It's also true. Encrypted vaults are vulnerable to offline attacks. Modern password hashing algorithms shouldn't be vulnerable to offline attacks, though I would suggest using scrypt or Argon 2 rather than the cited warp wallet construction, which I is needlessly complex and redundant. Okay, alright, that's great. So I'll go ahead and suggest that using the sort of sync once style secret improves the security of either deterministic or encrypted. CBO, blah, blah, blah. Put two of them together and suggest using full entropy secret salt stored out of band from the encrypted password vault to guard against offline attacks. Yeah, I mean, it does seem like a lot to do, and I don't know if it actually solves any problems. It's definitely harder to think about than a regular password manager. Oh, it's interesting though. Like, I wonder why scrypt or Argon 2 and why not bcrypt? Bcrypt versus scrypt. Let's see. Why you shouldn't be using bcrypt? Oh, come on. Okay, let's see. Argon 2. Argon 2. Is a key derivation function, blah, 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 password hashing. Okay, so, I don't know what this is, but, you know, someone's written something in Ruby, I'm sure. Ruby, Argon 2. Argon 2. There it is, password hashing. Oh, it's password hashing. Okay. So I think, well, password hashing is something that I don't necessarily want to do right now. I see, verify password. Because you just rehash the string. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, it's similar, I guess. You know what? I could try to make this, and I could try to make it as just not terrible as possible. So I think the first thing that I need to go back here and say, let's see here, setup phase, right? There's two phases, run phase and setup phase. the first phase is gonna be the setup phase, and you're gonna set a master password, right? Actually, there are no phases. Like here, I think you would just say M, right? Or you can say master password, right? Master password or main, like GitHub, right? Main password, right? Or you could just say there's only one password, right? So you could say password, right? You could just say password or P, right? So 6 is an option. The sixth option is password, which is the master password, and which is password or -P, right? So you have 6 options: L, N, S, U, E, and P, right? Okay, so I think I can still do this. I understand better about the downsides, and there are a lot of downsides. But I think a salt for each website and each username or email, plus the master password. I think it should work. And then I think if you like a salt, I mean, it's not really, we'll just say salt, right? But you don't want to get that from that thing. So I think the PPM's job is going to be making the salt, right? Which could be just something like I was saying, random, right? So like, it could be a different hash, right? So like it could be, it could literally be the order, right? Like I could just take username or email, right? And then just swap. And then like this could be SHA-256. This could be like the salt, right? The hex digest of that. And then when you come back to it, so the first thing I always do is I can always just swap those. And then I could give this back to it at the beginning, right? And then, yeah, it definitely feels like security by obscurity, which it is. But yeah, I think this might work. And I'm only going to use SHA-256 right now and not Argon, because why, right? Why would I use Argon? I mean, it looks really cool. But I think SHA-256 is fine. I mostly think SHA-256 is fine because doesn't Bitcoin still run on SHA-256? I don't think there's been a collision of 256. There's been SHA-1 collisions, but not 256. Not yet anyway. But it doesn't matter. No one's going to use this. I might use it. I'm not sure. I don't know yet, but it depends how nice it is to use. But that's what I'm going to do. So the first thing I'm going to do, the first thing that it does, we'll just say number 1 is take the username and or email and website or IP address or whatever, target, right? And target. Take the username and or email and target and create a salt, right? Which is just SHA-256. What did I say? Secure, random, hex. Wait, no, it's not random. It is the hex digest of not secure random. I really want it to be random. Digest, SHA-256, hex digest of the username, email. So we'll say the opposite order, right? So like target, username, email, right? And we might as well add colons. You know what? Just for my sake, might as well add colons. And then the next step is that is the salt, right? Take the username. The next step is to take the output from the previous step and generate the actual password, right? So here we will say SHA-256. We will say base 64 digest, and we will say output from before, and it is username, email if it exists, and target, right? Okay, that's perfect. That is perfect. I think this will work, at least for sites that don't have any crazy password requirements. Which I don't know what the NIST password guidelines are, but we can look it up. Let me see. NIST guidelines, blah blah blah. Where? Okay, here it is. NIST. Oh my goodness, it's got a special publication. .gov. Okay, so authentication lesson. Is it password, threats and security, strength of memorized secrets? Is that what it is? The word password is used for ease of discussion. Where used, it should be interpreted to include passphrases and pins as well as passwords. Okay, passwords, humans, blah blah blah. Length has been found to be a primary factor in characterizing password strength. Passwords that are too short yield to brute force attacks as well as dictionary attacks using words and commonly chosen passwords. The minimum password length that should be required depends to a large extent on the threat model being addressed. Online attacks, blah blah blah. Users should be encouraged to make their passwords as lengthy as they want within reason. Since the size of a hash password is independent of its length, there is no reason not to permit the use of lengthy passwords if the user wishes. Extremely long passwords, perhaps megabytes in length, could conceivably require excessive processing time to hash. So it's reasonable to have some. I think a limit is probably like 500 characters, right? Or maybe 1,000 characters. It's probably fine because I mean, you know, we could just test it out and see how slow it is, right? You could just generate 500 characters, right? I wonder if I could do this. I doubt it, but we'll see. A to Z. I wonder if Ruby's smart enough to do this. Z first. Okay, it's not gonna do it. 2. Oh yeah, okay, it doesn't do it. So let me see. If I could generate random stuff here. Ruby, generate random alpha. Oh, here we go. Generate random characters. There's probably a really smart way to do this. Oh, and someone's done it. Amazing. Okay, what am I doing? Alright. Okay, here we go. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's a good idea. Now that I already have secure random. Secure random. Dot hex. Okay, it's good. And then I think I'm just gonna say I could just say hex 1000, right? There it is. And then I can just say digest. I mean, SHA-256, like I wouldn't actually use that to do anything. But I can do a hex digest on that. Yeah, that's super fast. Like who? And this is Ruby. It's slow. So yeah, that's good. I think 1,000 is fine, but I'm not gonna set any link limits at all. Right? I don't really care. That's up to the website person or whoever. Okay, so actually, did that actually generate 1,000? 1,000 characters? It was just a length. Was it really 1,000? Maybe it was. Let's see. Hex. What if I give it just 1? Does it generate 1 character? Oh, it generates 2 characters. Oh, okay, so maybe 1,000 was actually, if I gave 10 size, is actually 20. Oh, 1,000, that size? Oh, it's actually 2,000. Oh, there you go. So yeah, 2,000 characters, not bad. It's nothing. Okay, so not megabytes, but I mean, yeah, a few bytes is not gonna kill you. Okay, complexity, blah, blah, blah. Okay, the space isn't very... Okay, alright, so I think, yeah, I think it's good to go. You know what else I could... You know, yeah, that's alright. I think this is good. This is good for now. So the first thing is you need to be able to insert a password, right? Oh no, you don't need to be able to insert a password because you're always generating them. Okay, so when this loads up, it's going to write a file, right? It's going to write a file in the current directory. That's going to be It's going to be called passwords, right? It's going to be called ppm dot text, right? ppm dot txt. Yeah. And then I will encrypt this, I think, even though it doesn't matter, right? But I think everything surrounding passwords should be encrypted, not just the passwords themselves. So that's good. Because like earlier, see, now you know you don't know my Twitch password, but yeah, so it has my email and twitch.tv. So just that alone, right? And knowing that I have this weird SHA-256 thing, like I'm giving away all the secrets here. I might add something here. Oh, you know what? But you wouldn't know the salt or the master password, right? So I think the first thing is to set the password, right? And I also need to use this master password somehow. So take the output. So this is the salt, right? But also I need to include the master password. Right? So I'm going to prepend the master password here, right? Into the output, into every single output, right? So not only do I have a salt that I can give it, right? And I know it's supposed to be out of band, so maybe I should do something where I store salts and the master password. I encrypt both of those. But honestly, if I'm going to do salts, it's almost like, why wouldn't I just generate a password? But I guess because it's like the mental overhead of like, oh, I have all these passwords now. I don't know. It's like managing passwords is such a pain in the butt. So yeah, I guess what I could do is instead of sorry, that was like a feather. Instead of doing this as the salt, it just does it a random. It does a completely random salt, right? Totally out of band, and then I have to store that, right? So this file ppm.txt, ppm.settings.txt. No, that's horrible. Just ppm. We'll say .ppm, right? And then actually, you know what? We'll make a folder. We'll make a dot folder because I hate everyone. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna say in the home directory, we're gonna make a .ppm folder. Actually, do I want a .ppm or do I want to use SQLite again? No, I don't want to use SQLite. I like the dot idea. Let me see. ls. I don't want to show you my dot file. ppm, and then each password, right, is gonna have its own file, right? Oh, that seems like a lot. But then you can just rm as a file. That's not bad. I don't know. I can go either way, I guess. But I think for now, I am gonna do, yeah, because if I have one file, right, settings, right, settings, .txt or something. Each line would be, I think you have to go into the file. It's nice to like see at a glance how many like passwords you have just in the directory, I think. So I'm gonna do each site, right, is gonna be its own file, right? It's gonna be, you know, whatever, right? Frady Cat, right? I don't even know if that's a real thing. Is it really FradyCat.com? Is that what it is? Frady Cat, social or something? Is that what it's called? Oh, it's Frady Cat, right? Frady CT. Okay, yeah, something like that, right? And then you could have, you know, like your servers, right? 192, or, you know, whatever, 000, right? I don't really care what you call it, right? As long as it can be written as a file, I think. So hopefully that will work. Okay. So if you send me, I'm gonna ignore numbers and symbols for now, or like lack of numbers and symbols. Actually, you know what? I feel like most things always need numbers and symbols. So yeah, I'm just gonna ignore no numbers and no symbols for now. And length too. So I think if you like username, when you and username. Also, I'm not gonna use any third-party libraries to do this, like Thor or anything. I'm not gonna use Thor. Thor, Ruby. Yeah, I'm not gonna do this because like I don't really care. Like this is 500. Oh my gosh, I don't even know how many lines now it is. Oh my gosh, there's even more. Options parser. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm not gonna import this because like look at all this unaudited code I've never looked at before. I don't really feel like it's necessary. I can just do this. It's so simple. So let's see. So I'm gonna set the master password first, right? So file write. I'm gonna say ppm password, right? ppm password. But what if you have something called password? Oh, I know. We'll just call it ppm. ppm password. Right? Maybe I should do something like .ppm password, right? Or maybe I shouldn't keep it in the. Maybe I should have a separate folder. Config. Yeah, and then internal, right? Passwords. Password, right? And this file is encrypted, right? Ruby encryption. Encrypt without external gems. Yeah, let's. Okay, I'm just gonna require all this stuff because I'm gonna need it in a second anyway. Secure random. Require digest. SHA-256. Require open SSL. Not secure. Encrypt a file. Okay. Oh, this is horrible. Am I still on the same thing? Like, I don't even know what's going on. Oh yeah, I am. Look at that. Alright. Okay, so OpenSSL, blah blah blah, secret key. Okay, so I'm gonna do that later. But yeah, so I think okay. I'm almost ready to actually do something. Okay, so I have a folder called internal on ppm, or I can just say ppm internal, right? No, because I don't want to do it. If you delete it, I just want to delete it completely. Okay, so this is looking pretty good, right? This is looking like it could be all right. Password, right? Okay, so password or password. Okay, so what happens though if you change your master password? Now I'm thinking, oh man, like you just lost all your passwords, right? So now I need to store multiple master passwords. Because the master password is not just an access thing to get to your stuff. It also is each password, right? It's in every password. So if you change it, all your passwords are changed. You just lost all your passwords. Wow, this deterministic stuff, I'm not super into it. Like it seems like really tightly coupled. It seems like a bad idea. Yeah, I don't know if this is a good idea, but I'm gonna make it anyway. I don't think I'm gonna use this because I'm just thinking through this, like all the usability issues, like changing your master password, changing your salt stuff, or like generating a salt, storing all the salts. So internal has it also needs to have salts for everything too, right? So it has to say salts, right? And I can say passwords. Yeah, because if you change your master password because it got compromised, you've just changed all your other passwords. Oh no. That's not good. That's not good at all. But I'm gonna do this anyway, and I'm gonna see how bad it is. I'm just gonna see how bad it is. Master password, passwords. I'll just say like 1, right? Every time you change a password, I think I'm just gonna store that master password. And then now I have to store which version of the password, the master password you've chosen, right? This is getting really confusing. I think I'm just gonna say passwords, password for now. And then it's gonna be, so salts, there's always a salt combined with that, and I can read the salt from the salt's hole. Okay. Unless there is no master password. And you only have salts, which are only generated on the fly. Then you're not bound to this thing, right? Secure random X, right? I'll call it salt. That's fine. Yeah, that's much better. I'm gonna do that. I am gonna do that actually. Okay, so instead of setting a password, there is no master password, right? Actually, you know what? Is there a master password? What did that guy do? The DPM guy. What did he do? What did he say? Oh, whoops. Deterministic password manager. Okay, let's see. Use the same sentence everywhere, command to memory, or use several sentences, one for work, other for personal ones. Use a different word for different sites. Be consistent with case. If you need to change all your passwords, change the sentence. If you need to change the one site passwords, change the word. Oh, so he does do it like that. Yeah. Do you ever want to change all your passwords? Does that ever happen? Has that ever happened to me? Has that ever happened to anyone? I don't know if that's ever happened to anyone. I need to change all my passwords stat. Yeah, I don't think that's, no, I'm not sure my bitrate's very good. I think it took like a dump, maybe. Can't really tell. Let me see, what does OBS say? Oh no, drop frame 0. Okay, that's good. Alright, so, okay, alright. I'm going to actually get this thing running right now. So that's what I'm gonna do that right now. So I don't think I want a master password. Like changing all your passwords all at once. That seems insane. Yeah, that's crazy. Like, I don't even know if you would ever change multiple at once. Usually you just change one at a time. Like how bad would a breach have to be if you change all your passwords? That'd be crazy. I don't think that's not a thing that I'm gonna do. I don't want that. I'm not gonna do that. So here we'll just say username, and this is username, and then email, and you could do both, right? So we'll just say username is argv. Actually, you know what? These are options, right? Ops on username. Set the username. Okay, and I think if you give it no options at all, right? When ops empty, can I do ops empty? I have no idea. Okay, we'll see. Okay, let me just get rid of that. And we'll just say ops at options. Oh, of course, options is a hash. Options empty, right? Let's say username equals, can you give it like an argument or something? Can you do that? Let's see. Puts options, right? When options is empty. This is what I get for not using Thor. All those millions of lines of Thor. I'm just gonna minimize that for now. There we go. Options. Else. When options is not empty. Empty. I think I could just say any, right? Puts add options dot inspect. Alright, let's see what happens. ppm. Oh, the music stopped. It didn't like digest shot 56. I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna do this. ppm command not supported. Hello. Command not supported again. Okay. Hello.com. Yeah, I don't know if this is gonna work. Else puts argv, right? There we go. Hello.com. So you.hello. So ops does not puts options dot inspect. I don't really care to do that, actually. I don't care to have a case statement. I guess the username is true. It's not really what I want. Option parser, it's not really what I want. I'm gonna bring that back because I don't even know what's going on with this option parser here. Let me see, how do I get this thing going again? Hello. Okay. Let's see. Ruby option parser. Oh, you know what? No, that's fine. I can probably go to the official docs instead. Docs Rubylang. Let's see here. Option parser. Option parser. See the tutorial. Oh, it's broken. Alright, well, there it is. Let's see. Parse on V, do V. Oh, see, it even says V, right? That's exactly what I did, right? Do username. Right? Username. So it seems like, I don't even know, why is this in an instance variable? It's so weird. In the main object? Like, why? I don't know why. I must have copy and pasted that somewhere. Okay. You know, I just want to see what it sees. Okay, so hello and hello.com. Username is true, right? Name to say hello to. Option parser new, do ops. Parser banner. Oh yeah, I'll do that. Do option parser new parser ops dot banner usage ppm options, right? Website IP whatever. We'll just say website for now, right? Domain name. Now we'll say website. URL, right? So now what does it do? The banner, how does that work? ppm? ppm h? Well, this is tricky. Parser inputs parser. Oh, just that name. Options is a struct. Oh, they make it a struct instead of a hash. That's interesting. Oh, is that? I think it's gonna. Okay, so I think I have to say the username. Do I have to do this? Does it have to be capital then? Let's see. Maybe it'll work this time. I think that was the missing. That was the missing bit. Hello. Ah! Okay. What if I just did it lowercase, though? I don't want to have it uppercase. Let's see. Username. Maybe it only works on upper... Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay. Perfect. Who needs Thor? Right? Who needs that? I don't need that. Okay, so this is... I've really never written a... Well, the banner's not really working, though. Parser banner. Op parser parse... Return args. Okay. Generate help for the commands you write. Parser, parse. Oh, I see. Options. Oh, okay. I could just say if. I know what I can do. If options empty and argv length. Oh, you know what? No, I can just say options or equals, right? No, I can say options equals oh, that's why parser. Oh, you know what? I do like that. Class parser. No, I can just say options help equals true. Yeah, how does it work with the banner though, right? Does the banner come up with the help? Let's see. Apparently the banner doesn't do anything. I'll have to figure that out later. Okay. So now this is working. So we could say username. We could say email. Email. Set the email. And then the website, right? So let me see. ppm hello.com, right? Okay, so the only argument. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Website equals RGB 0, right? We'll say target. And the first thing we're gonna do is say file write. And actually, you know what? I think there's two modes. There's like the main. I see you're online right when you're about to leave. No, I'm sticking around for like half an hour. This one, this is an hour and a half stream. It's like a marathon for me. So yeah, I got started late because the Private's streaming, and I was like, oh man, I don't even know if I want to stream if he's streaming at the same time, you know. So, but anyway, I just decided to do it. So who cares? Yeah, I'm gonna be here for 24 more minutes. So there you go. That's it. Yeah, I really got to start making I think I'm gonna get into educational YouTube videos. I think I've given up on life and I'm gonna just do educational content. But yeah, 24 minutes, still here. All right, so okay, I'm gonna take the target. But I also need to say, am I setting the thing, or am I getting the password, right? Actually, does there need to be no, there doesn't even need to be a thing. Okay, so, and then it's going to take the target and it's going to do the things that I said. Right? It's going to file write. First it's going to create a salt if there is none, right? So it's going to check to see file exists. We're going to say ppm. Actually, is there a better way to get the home folder? There's probably a cross-platform way to get the home folder, but I'll just assume that's a thing. Salts, like that. Actually, you know what? We'll do file join. File join. We won't say there. Actually, yeah, that's fine. ppm. Salts. Those who can't do, they teach. Yeah, it's so true though. I know, that's what I'm saying. Target. Okay, and then so if the file exists, unless file exists. So generate the salt, right? So I'm just gonna say generate salt, and then for the target, right? Actually, I don't even need. It's totally random. So it's just secure random.hex. That is the salt, and file.write. Oh, you know what? I do need the target. File.write, file join. Let's see, ppm. Actually, you know what? We'll say salt directory. No, we'll say salt, right? And then we'll do target, and then we'll put that there, right? We'll say has salt. Unless has salt. we go. Will do. Join us over in Crystal. I got tens of readers on my article. Tens. Oh man, yeah, that's so funny. Oh, you know what? This would be a good Crystal project. You know what? Like, I just realized that because I want a binary at the end of it. So I'm gonna like do some Ruby packaging thing. But yeah, that would actually be a lot better. Maybe if I write it in Ruby this time, then I'll write it in Crystal next time, and then I can get my binary. But yeah, this is a perfect Crystal project. Tens. Yeah. Isn't that the truth though? Like, man, if I just switch to Web3, I could get 1 million followers overnight. You know what I mean? Like, it'd be crazy. I'm building the metaverse, but not Facebook's metaverse, my own metaverse. Okay, let's say target. Generate salt on that target. Salt. I think I can probably just make a let's see, salt path. I can just say salt path equals file join. I don't have to do this a million times, right? Actually, does it even respect the tilde? I don't know if it does. Maybe it does. Salts. I thought you were using Crystal. Now we just copied our. Oh really? Oh, Colin 39, you're back. I thought you. Yeah. Did you really? Let's look at it. Crystal option. I wonder if I could just swap out some of this code just for Crystal code. Docs reference. Okay. Search. Oh wow, this is much nicer than Ruby's docs. Make docs. MK docs. Use the word Web3 and viewers come running. I know if I change my stream info right now to Web3 and like airdrop. Is that an airdrop? Is that what it is? Airdrop, get your free whatever here. Like, you know, yeah, we're gonna make some money together. Yeah, people would be going crazy. Option parser. Options passed to the app. Oh yeah, you did. Look at that. Require option parser, parse, deparser. Oh my gosh, it's exactly the same. I love this. This is incredible. Does parser on take a block argument though? Oh my gosh, it does. Oh, it's so good. Oh, why did I say this is username? That's so weird. I just realized that. I can probably just copy this wholesale to Crystal and it'll probably work. That's gonna be next stream. I don't know what this music is. All right. Okay. Has salt, generates salt. Is tilde salts? Okay. I'm gonna say salt prefix, right? Salt path prefix. All right. Salt path prefix. And I'll just join it again with target. Oh man, things are getting a little. Oh, it doesn't like the has. Oh, never mind then. That's just me. I like has, unless salt. Generate salt, target, and we'll say file join. Actually, we'll make a thing salt path, right? The target, right? And we'll say file join. We'll say args. File join, salt path prefix. And I don't need this to be a variable. There we go. File join salt path prefix, and then we'll just args, right? I have no idea if that works. Let's see. Put salt path. Hello world, right? Well, this is Ruby, so I have to run it. There's no compiler to help me. Although I guess I could use sorbet, right? Hey, it does work. Cool. All right. All right. Let's see. Okay, so I don't need to do any of this craziness anymore. I can just say salt path target, right? There we go. And I think I'm gonna do this the other way around. There. File write. File join. I don't need file join anymore. I'm just gonna say salt path target. Actually, what is file write? Is that, I don't even know what it is. I need a compiler. File write. Or sorbet, either one. Which I should probably bring in sorbet for this. Oh my gosh, Ruby. Oh, I have the docs up. Is it the first argument? Or is it file? Oh my gosh. Right. There it is. File write. What the heck? File new. That's all it says? Okay. I'm gonna assume it's content. I'm gonna assume it's path then content. Actually, let's just do it real quick. File write. Hello.txt. Hello. Cat hello.txt. Hey, I was right. It's directory then content, right? Okay, salt path, target, and then it's gonna just be the salt. All right, generate salt on the salt, and then it'll just show you your password right away. Take the output from the previous step and generate actual password. Okay, generate password. Yeah, that's it. Generate password takes the target, takes the username, email, and target. And this is what it does. Username, email, target. And this does... Oh, hello. Digest. SHA-256. Base 64 digest. And it takes that salt. Oh, it needs a salt, actually. Oh, you know what? I can get the salt from the thing, but it's alright. I'll just pass it. Generate salt needs to actually return the salt, right? You know what I should do? And not unless salt. I should just say salt. Right? And then I can pass that in there. Why even call it, though? Why not just call generate password? Why even pass it as a thing? I might as well just make generate password the thing that does everything, right? Salt is, so generate salt, target, unless salt. Actually, we'll just do if salt. No, that's horrible. We'll do generate salt. We'll write unless salt. Yeah, that is super confusing to look at for me. Redundant return. Oh, I know what I have to do. If salt, then file read. There's probably a better way to do this in Ruby. File read, else file write. And then this returns salt. Otherwise that returns the thing. If the salt, there. That's much less confusing. And then I can get rid of my parens because I'm on a paren salt path target. There we go. Let's say path. Hex path equals salt path target. Oh my gosh, the parens again. And then I can just say path. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, this is good. Generate salt. We can just say salt, actually, not even generate, right? And here we can just say random value. We'll just say value. We'll just say val. If salt and then val. Then you don't need a random generate in front of that. File exists, deprecated. Okay, file exist. Unused method, argument, even. Yes, it's not used. And now I can just say get the salt this way. Salt from the target. Done. And then just reassign it to salt. Good to go. And then now I can actually do what I was going to do before, which is take these things, username, email, and target, and salt, and join with the colon. Do the digest, and that's the password. That's it. Argument salt was shadowed. Yes, it was. Okay, fine. You don't like. I'll just say S. S. Oh, I see. Because I passed it in here. That's why I didn't like that. Salt target. Boom. That's it, right? Useless is not. It's not useless. Oh, it is useless. All right. All right. So this is exciting. This is exciting. I think this might work on as the Primogen would say on the first try. This could actually work. Let's see. Base64 digest salt username email target, and then it should give me the same one every time, right? Oh, but I also need to write this password. File. Oh, I don't need to write this password because it's generated. What am I thinking? Yeah. What am I doing? Like, why do I even have these here? That's so weird. Like, what am I even thinking? Okay, so salts. I am only storing the salts, not passwords. I gotta think about that. All right, so I'm gonna give this a shot. I don't know if it's gonna be able to write to my dot directory, but we'll see. You know what? Oh, I need make dir p actually. How do I do that? Dir p. Make dir p. There it is. Make dir p. But where am I? Bundler. Let's see. Don't bully dir. Make dir. Dir. Make dir. Oh, I don't need p. I can just do it. It's only too deep, right? Here, we'll just do it every time. Who cares? Make dir. ppm, and then we'll say salts, right? There we go. Okay, so I think this might work. I don't think it's gonna work. All right, let me just try it. So I think the first password ever that's going to be generated deterministically from this terrible password manager is, let's see, username, me, and then twitch.tv is the thing. And then I think that's it, right? It should generate a salt and store it in the salts. Dang it. No such file or directory, ppm, but I just made it. ls ppm. No such file or directory. Okay. Ruby. I can never get it on the first try. Ruby home path. Relative to home directory. Dir home. Jeez. Who knew that though, right? Who didn't? dir.home. You know what? I'm gonna do this just because it's the proper way to do this. ppm, right? File join. I'm reaching the limits of my Ruby. I never mess around with files hardly, because I'm just a lowly web developer. So, all right, here we go. Dir make dir home. All right, so let's do that. Salts. Okay, I'm doing it here too, right? dir.home. Okay. All right. Let's try it again. No. Oh, options. Options. It would be nice to use a struct though, and not a hash, but that's okay. Oh, that's not an option. That's actually RGB 0. There we go. All right, third try. Third try's the charm. Oh my gosh. Okay. Unless. Yeah, I don't need to do this anymore. Let's just not do that. Oh my goodness. 10th time's the charm. Salt, wrong number of arguments given. Expected 1. Where am I using? Oh. Target. Oh my gosh, there it was. 11th try. File utils has the method. Oh, it does. That's what it is. Why did you not come in with that earlier? I can't believe you. File utils, make derpy, right? File utils. Is it an underscore though, or what? I don't even know. Let's see. File utils. Oh, it has to be deterministic though. It has to be the same. Nice, nice. I can't believe it's working. That's a good looking password. You know what I'm saying? Just a base 64. That's actually pretty good. Like I almost would do some stuff to it, like add. You're supposed to be teaching me. Oh my goodness, dude. Honestly, maybe I shouldn't do the teaching thing. Let's see. Make dir p. Is it? Oh, it is an underscore. Okay. Make dir p. You should be the teacher, not me. File utils. Make dir p. There it is. Okay. Alright, so now, oh my gosh. I need to actually require it. Require file utils. Okay, here we go. There it is. Look at that, that's beautiful. I've never seen something so beautiful. This is incredible, like a deterministic password manager in an hour and a half. Let's see, what else can I do? Let's see, facebook.com. I don't have a, let's see if email works. I'm sure it will, right? Yeah, that's looking good. It's looking pretty good. But the thing is though, I don't have a master password. So like, and if I go into this, and I go to salts, I go to twitch.tv, and I change this salt, right? So I should be able to do this from ppm, but I think I'm just gonna do it real quick. Salts twitch.tv. I'll just take away like one character, right? And then if I run it again, it's not gonna be the same, right? Yeah. Yeah, so that's how you change passwords in a deterministic password manager. You just change that salt. It's interesting. It's almost like it is a password though, the salt itself. So it's almost like, what is the point of the deterministic part? if you're you know, I guess it's nice because you don't have to actually like care about it at all. Like it kind of just lives in the background and stuff. But yeah, like what's the point of it? I don't know. Alright, so that's it for the stream. I actually did the thing I said I was gonna do. I set out to do. I feel good. I feel great. It's amazing. I usually don't finish anything, so I started to shrink all my stuff down into one stream, and I also expanded my streams too. So that's good. But yeah. All right, yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching, Matt. I appreciate you teaching me about file utils. I knew it was there. I just didn't know where. I'm just trying to save face. I don't know anything. I don't know what's going on. But yeah, that's it. Deterministic password manager. It's no one's gonna use this. You know, I might just put this on a gist, just to say I did something. But yeah. Anyway, Matt, appreciate you dropping by every time. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Kotlin39, for shouting meta randomly. But yeah, that's it. That's it for the stream. I will see you next time, probably Thursday. Maybe tomorrow. I always say that, but it never happens. All right, that's it. I'll see you later. Can I actually stop it? Oh, there we go. Yep.